Good morning out there, in there, out there. I'm in here, out here. Look who's here with me. We're in from our walk. Yes, we are. And Julie's behind the camera, and of course none of this would happen without, I wouldn't know what to do. Good morning, Mark. It just says something. Bring on the brain freeze. I remember when you eat up, ice cream and man. Of course, at my age, how could I tell? Yeah. We're here to speak truth to power. And you know, a funny thing is, I thought about that yesterday, and I thought, oh boy, did you hear that? The thundering herd. I thought about it, and I thought, well, I watched the video of Salman Rushdie with Julie, the video with him and Bill Moyers. And I was thinking about truth to power, and it's going to become a cliche, but so what? And I thought, well, let's expand it, you know? How about truth to power just being, continuing to say hi to the person next door? Or doing what we do every Thursday morning, and that is tribute to the inane. That's all I'm trying to do, is just make sure everybody understands that that's the way it is for all of us. Just, it's inane. Bring on the brain freeze. Pat your dog. Julie's knitting. Keeping everything going here. Day after day. I also thought some more about welcome to the Sentimentalist. It's also the Nostalgiaist. It just cracks me up that these mean-spirited critics, or that anybody has now reached the point of misunderstanding those two words and using them as negatives and saying that they're both unreal, not real feelings. Well, how can you have a feeling and have it be not real? It could be maybe incorrect or a misunderstanding. I could say Putin's Trump, their feelings aren't real, but they are real, unfortunately. But I love nostalgia. I think what the problem is, but neither of them last. You know, it's like sentimental at the holidays, and then it's over. So that means you shouldn't be sentimental, because then you feel down. Oh, come on. Or nostalgia, like I want to go back and play Little League. I could sit here all day and picture Little League, and leave out all the parts about the parents yelling at everybody. And see, that's nostalgia. I just edit out. Why wouldn't I? Yeah. What's wrong with the good parts? You won't. Well, see, I'm starting off. But I mean it well. Don't be afraid of it. Put those kids' drawings, Grandma put those kids' drawings up on that refrigerator. And wipe a tear. Red Doc reading next Wednesday. The absolutely amazing Kathleen Markland. The only thing I regret is that she can't show you the art in her book. We were sitting here the other day, and we were going through that book, and oh wow. Along with the poems. So Kathleen will be joining me. Two oldest poets in town. Speaking of that, that's pretty good for a 78-year-old, huh? Yeah. Just keep writing them what, I don't know if they're okay. Somebody else has to decide that. I just had an experience I couldn't otherwise have by writing them down. Yeah. See, my goal is and have you noticed, poetry's really kind of, there's 2 articles this week I read about almost desperate need for poetry, for what it really is, for what it puts you in touch with, what it connects you to. It doesn't matter if you write it well, or if some hotshot critic thinks it's any good or not. Bill Logan thinks it's terrible. It doesn't matter. The point is what happens when you're doing it. And let's get so many people more doing it. 2 wonderful articles. One by Baron Wormser, Wormser. Look it up. Google it. You don't have time. It's not a grump about what the consequences of technology are. It's this thing about technology, and not that it's bad, but when it takes over instead of the kind of lyrical poem sensibility. It's really, really important. Our daughter's first day at school was yesterday. Am I worried? Yes, every day, every single day. And she's bringing art to all those students. And she's also lucky because the parents who are trying to destroy the schools by destroying the freedom of speech are confining speech to words. And so they don't know what to do with art. Maybe if they did nudes, they'd get all bent out of shape. Or Jesus holding a giraffe instead of a lamb. Maybe that'd blow their minds. I don't know. But they're out to ruin everything. Yep. This Mom and Dad's anniversary. My parents' anniversary this week, and it's my sister's anniversary. And my sister and her husband are going to New York City to celebrate their 50th. My parents, it would be, 80-some. But they were married on a weekend pass. I have a hunch that's how I happened, too. Let me see what else I have down here. We have Vivian growling because somebody just walked by. Oh, I meant to ask Julie to hand me her latest things. And are there any right here? Because I wanted to show them. Like your shawl and that. Well, we'll do that next week. Julie's shaking her head. So that was my brain freeze. I forgot. I went to check my shoulders because they thought I had rotator cuff and might need surgery on these 2 shoulders. But turns out, pay the copay, and the doctor says there's nothing I can do. I like to get paid sad. There's nothing I can do. Joke. But what they did with lots of x-rays is find these are all full of arthritis all through here and bone spurs. So then he had me do different things like cross your arms, raise your arms, tell me when it hurts. Right there. And I immediately thought of the joke, old joke that my dad just loved. Going to the doctors, and when it gets there, the doctor says, don't do that. That's the solution. I have some kids' responses here. That's truth to power. Oh, and outside we had sunflowers, except somebody who came by and ate the flower. And dear Jim Alice brought them to us. I don't know where they went. Oh, that's not the kids' things. The kids' things are here. I bet some of you saw these, right? Oh, now I probably can't get it. Oh, please be there. Yeah. Here it is. Oh, thank heavens. Did any of you see these? This elementary school teacher had 26 students in her class, And she presented each child in her classroom the first half of a well-known proverb, cliche, whatever you want to call it, and asked them to come up with the rest. And I'd like you to hear these, if you want. So here they go, and I'll do them as quickly as I can. Don't change horses until they stop running. Strike while the bug is close. It's always darkest before daylight savings time. Never underestimate the power of termites. You can lead a horse to water, but how? Don't bite the hand that looks dirty. No news is impossible. Ooh. A miss is as good as a mister. You can't teach old dog new math. Love all, trust me. If you lie down with dogs, you'll stink in the morning. The pen is mightier than the pigs. An idle mind is the best way to relax. Where there's smoke, there's pollution. Happy the bride who gets all the presents. A penny saved is not much. Two's company, three's the musketeers. Don't put off tomorrow what you put on to go to bed. Laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Cry and you have to blow your nose. There are none so blind as Stevie Wonder. Children should be seen and not spanked or grounded. If at first you don't succeed, get new batteries. You get out of something only what you see in the picture on the box. When the blind lead the blind, get out of the way. A bird in the hand is gonna poop on you. So that's, of course, out of the brains of children. Anything else? Have we been inane enough? All right, let's read a poem by the old guy called Picking Blackberries. Sometimes in the early morning, I wander back to the days I picked blackberries in a tangled field. See, that's nostalgia. That in a tangled field that languished along the creek that appeared from behind a stand of hemlocks and disappeared around a bend after passing the shed shattered by years, its roof fallen in, mustard plant thriving within the rotting floor. I had a silver bucket. The thorns were thick. The brambles knotted into one another. I wore a flannel shirt, long-sleeved. I wore a hat. Still, reaching in to take a berry, I would feel the thorns, sometimes tear a sleeve within the branches. Walking home, my scratched right hand began its burn. And that's for Norbert and Karina Cross, our dear friends who someday we hope to meet in Tübingen, Germany. So, be kind, try to be cheerful, take good care, snooze like this one. Yeah.